Go live. All right. Thank you for joining me. Let's look at the Northeast tomorrow. Oh my gosh, look at all these storms. Okay, this is looking at tomorrow now. It looks like we actually might get some very good diurnal heating tomorrow. Okay, this is the model you want to look at, the damn nest, right? Doesn't look too bad, but the other models have been very just extreme with the convection. So let's look at surface temperatures. They're going to be in the mid 80s tomorrow. So in New York City, 82 degrees. This is when the storms are going to come through. Right around this time, boom, just storms after storm after storm. Most of the storms tomorrow will in fact be convective. A lot of convection tomorrow, right from around noon. So the strongest storms look to be in central and southern New Jersey. So this is the area where you have your strongest storms. Looking at Cape, your Cape for tomorrow. Very high Cape tomorrow. I mean, look at that. That is over 200. That is some very high Cape values. Jesus, look at those Cape values for tomorrow. 3,400 joules per kilogram. That is incredibly high Cape. For the Northeast, that is stuff you find in the Midwest. That's usually what you find during tornado outbreaks. 3-kilometer enhanced helicity index. Oh yeah, we actually might have some tornadoes. It's not very high, but the 3-kilometer enhanced helicity index, very low helicity, but there is going to be some. So I wouldn't say there's going to be a tornado threat, but severe weather is definitely an offering tomorrow. Let's look at the SQT. We'll be looking at the sounding for tomorrow. Looking at the SQT right here, very high lapse rates. Your moist adiabats are going to be just really. I mean, look at the differential between the moist adiabats and the dry adiabats. You're going to have a lot of instability, and you're going to have some shear. Why you're going to have shear is, look, you have very light winds at the surface, and then look, the winds are veering. The winds are veering from the west. Like right here, there's actually a bit of veering winds here. They're increasing and changing with height. Even though they're going to be more out of the south aloft, which is much more unusual. Usually, it's more like veering. I don't see much veering, actually. This is more a little bit of back. But despite that, there's still some shear and there's a potential some weak tornadoes. This is looking at 18Z, 17Z. Let's look at around this time. So yeah, we will have a threat of tornadoes tomorrow and large hail. Because looking at here, it says no quality matches. I mean, oh, look at that, severe hail, 2.75 inch. So look, right here, this is what I wanted to show you right here. Southerly winds, this is before the front comes through, boom, it veers to the west. So there's veering winds here, right here. You can see veering and increasing with height. So the wind speeds are increasing with height, and also they're changing direction, especially in the low level. So low level rotation is definitely possible. So tornadoes possible tomorrow. So most of your storms are going to be in upstate New York. The National Weather Service has already issued a severe thunderstorm watch for upstate New York. See over here, a severe thunderstorm watch has already been issued by the Storm Prediction Center in Norman. There, you have some strong storms coming right across Lake Ontario here. Here's Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. There's your severe thunderstorm warning there. Or special marine warning, actually. What is the warning for? Winds 34 knots or greater and large hail. So Um, I know I'm also able to look at the models. So very strong storms right now. There's actually a very strong storm that is currently affecting Niagara on the lake. There is hail with it. There's definitely hail with this storm because as I'm using the local radar KBUF, there's actually high correlation. There's low correlation coefficient values. Yeah, the correlation coefficient values are lower. Just north of Niagara on the lake, the highest values are actually in the northwest part of the storm. No rotation, not really any rotation, but there's definitely hail. So I will be sending this to my group that I'm in. Yeah, what is going on in Europe right now is just absolutely horrible. It's just okay. So I will also be sending the radar. I will also be using WSV3. Mm. Okay, so now let's look at the models. Um, Before I look at the model, let me look at WSV3. This is what I'm going to be looking at right now. This is the storm I'm looking at right here. And basically a line of storms coming in. Actually, I think I'm looking too far north. That's the storm that's producing the largest hail. There's a storm that is just north of. There it is. There's your hail core right there. But then again, there's your hail. There's your hailer there. Niagara on the lake is currently getting hail. There, you can actually see. Okay, so now boom. There's your storm coming in on Niagara-on-the-Lake. It definitely is a supercell. It's not enough rotation to classify it as a true supercell, but there is a hook that is trying to form. There's actually a very severe storm that is just near Port Hope, Michigan. Port Hope is having a very strong storm right now. Storm tops around 45,000 feet. But keep in mind that the storm tops are very low today, much lower because of all the cold air aloft. So the tropopause is lower, which means that the hail core is lower to the ground. So Huron is under thunderstorm warning. Yep, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. And of course, that's why the Northeast was upstate New York was put in a slight risk for today. Of course, I think the Northeast will be put into a slight as well tomorrow. You're definitely going to be having a slight. Yep, slight has already been issued as I expected, and a 2% tornado risk as I expected as well. And the hail risk, a 15%. Everything went as I expected. 15% chance for hail. Wow. Yep. I think your greater threat for hail is not going to be in New York City. I think it's going to be here. I'm not so sure about southern Connecticut, though. Yeah, I think New York City will see hail, but I think you'll have more of a wind threat. Oh, wow. Look at that. 2% tornado threat. Coupling with it. Yeah, you're going to have supercells tomorrow, guys. A seasonally strong mid to upper level ridge is forecast to move eastward across the mid-Atlantic into New England during the day on Wednesday and then move largely offshore by late Wednesday night. In conjunction with this feature, a surface low over Maine is forecast to gradually move eastward off of the coast by Wednesday evening as a trailing cold front moves through much of the mid-Atlantic and New England. Some convection may be ongoing across the region Wednesday morning, which may hinder destabilization for some portion of the area. But where heating does occur within a moist, low-level environment, cooling mid-level temperatures will support moderate buoyancy along and ahead of the front. Scattered thunderstorms are expected to develop along the front and possibly along any other boundaries resulting from early morning convective outflow and or differential heating zones. Low-level flow will remain rather weak, but increasing mid-level flow will support shear of 30 to 40 knots, sufficient for organized convection. Forecast soundings depict long, straight hodographs suggesting the potential for strong multicells and perhaps splitting supercells with initial development before storm mergers result in more of a cluster mode as storms move offshore by late afternoon, early evening. Hail and damaging winds will be the primary threat with the strongest storms. While some concern remains regarding any relatively early frontal passage and potential for overnight convection and morning clouds to limit destabilization in some areas, the severe potential appears sufficient for a slight risk upgrade. Yep, I was right. I knew that they were going to issue a slight. They may even put it enhanced. They may say, I think the slight needs to be in this area. I think this area needs to be in the slight output. I would say this area in an enhanced for tomorrow. I possibly would, just possibly. Let's see if that needs to be done. So this is already 9 a.m. in the morning. You're already in the mid-70s, so looks Pretty convective to me. And look at that. And look at the surface winds. And that could be, this is actually not the cold front. This is actually outflow from these storms right here. So what you're looking at is actually an outflow boundary right here. See? What you just saw was an outflow boundary. And look at that. Look at those. That is hail. That's a hailstorm already being shown on radar at only 10 a.m. in the morning. That is the NAM. I mean, the HRRR already showing hailers this early in the day. I mean, keep in mind your hottest temperatures are going to be here along the immediate coast. This is where you're going to have the most destabilization. So even with temperatures in the low 70s, you're having extreme convection, hail already, according to this run. Wind gust. So already southerly winds are starting to come in, so you're already having south winds. Vorticity. There's your outflow boundary right here. Boom. Again, in the low 80s. Now you're already at 83 degrees. So you're already in the low 80s, wind gusts. Boom. There's that hailstorm. There's your cold front coming in right here. Simulated reflectivity. Or surface visibility. So look, already isolated convection. Simulated reflectivity. Already organized multi-cells or like single cells right here. I would say the strongest storms would probably be in New Jersey. I want to compare this run to last night's run. This is when you had some of the strongest storms. This is the 6Z run last night. Look at what they were showing. This is just crazy. Like, just absolutely insane. Jeez. Like, really, like a really high threat of hail tomorrow. So it looks like your best area for storms are going to be right here. South of New York City. And if these storms don't happen in the morning, you'll have all this energy for these storms here. See? You have these multi-cells. So it's only midday. Look, you already have a lot of clusters of storms already. So this is midday already. And look at that. Mid to upper 80s already. Look at that. 87, 85, 88, 89 degrees. Wow. You're going to have a really intense storms tomorrow. And let's look at vorticity. Look, you're having some vorticity here. Vorticity, you know, convective precip, 3 kilometer enhanced helicity, 1 kilometer helicity value. So, I mean, this is getting pretty intense now. Like, you're getting some pretty intense convection coming in already. Let's look at the 6Z run. Z. Yeah, this is why I would put an enhanced out. Let's compare it to 12Z and 18Z. Look at the temps. Already in the 80s, right? Upper 80s. New York City is now 87 degrees. 89. Yeah. You see how hot it's going to be at around 17Z? This is looking at about like 1 p.m. in the afternoon, 1 or 2 p.m. Supercells. Supercells. Look at these. Those are supercells, guys. Yeah, I would actually put this whole area now in an enhanced, possibly. Yeah, you're going to probably have an enhanced. Yeah. I would forego that slight, and I would actually enhance. I would issue an enhanced. Look at this, guys. 89 degrees, very close to 90, cold air aloft. Like, you're going to have severe weather. I mean, look at those winds. You can have strong winds. Look at that enhanced vorticity along the coast. Simulated reflectivity. Jeez, yeah, you're going to have a severe weather outbreak tomorrow, guys. Like, it doesn't matter where I'm going. Even Lancaster. Look at Lancaster. Lancaster, PA. Okay, this is Harrisburg. Lancaster is in this area. That's Lancaster right there. Yeah, supercells even in Lancaster. Look at that. Look at all these hailers right here. Look at the DBZ values, over 60. And this is only 18Z, by the way. It looks more isolated. It looks more hit and miss. But the intensity, like... And then look at 25. Look at all these very, very intense storms here. See, 68 dBz. Like, you're definitely going to have hail tomorrow. These models are anticipating hailstorms in the New York City area. So, yeah. Guys, it's going to be intense tomorrow. Look at that. Still upper 80s. Look at that. 87, 88 degrees, 89. You're going to have a lot of severe weather tomorrow. Widespread severe weather, actually. Let's look at supercell composite. Let's look at total precip accumulation. That's just from that's coming towards New York City. I mean, those storms could be really intense. I mean, you have all these storms here. You're literally having a trail of supercells. Like updraft helicity swaths. Look at that. Simulated reflectivity. And then boom, look at all these supercells, supercells, supercells. And then you're having more. Yeah, looks like an enhanced may have to be issued for tomorrow. So now this is looking at around 4 p.m. in the afternoon. This is around 3 to 4 p.m. So the storms, I would say, will come in between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. So that's when you're going to have your strongest storms. So this is 4. This is around midday. 1, 2, 3, 4. So right around 4 p.m. My Wi-Fi has been very unreliable.